If you want to be my baby. Sorry.
I love your inability to retain song lyrics. I'm Paul.
I'm Steve.
And this is Check Your Shelf.
Today is a book haul. Check Your Shelf book haul. I have hauled nothing. I have hauled one thing. Okay, I've hauled one book. And it's a book for work called Reset by Chip Heath. It's one of those books with one word in the title. So it's got to be good. Right?
Yes, like Prey.
It's basically about if you're kind of stuck.
Predator.
If your process is stuck, like you just can't seem to get forward momentum, how to do that. I just started today. I've downloaded the audio version. I had to send money to Jeff Bezos, unfortunately, but I couldn't figure out another way to do it. If anybody has better ways to buy audiobooks, let me know.
Well, I have amassed a bizarre amount of books without even trying this past month and a half. Since our last book haul video, I'll say. And it's interesting that how this happens. But I'm basically gonna go over everything that I've bought, found, been gifted. Before we do that though, if you go back and you watch our previous shelfie about the Westerns, the polls are still open, and I'll link the video at the end of the end of this episode. But Steve and I are going to read either Hell Riders by Stephen Mensing or D of Gold.
D von Gold.
By Chet Cunningham, who, by the way, is not the older brother of Richie Cunningham, who went off to Korea and was never heard from again. So
is that true?
Well, Chet Cunningham was Richie's older brother in the pilot episode, but the producers decided they didn't need that many people, so
gotcha.
Chet disappeared. My joke is he went off to Korea.
My joke, which I made last week, was Hell Riders, Die of Gold. Hell Riders, Die of Gold are about the same.
Yeah.
I thought that was a funny joke.
It was hilarious. I didn't catch it until I was editing.
Or somebody else might say, no, we get the joke. It's just not funny.
Oh, it's hysterical. Anyway, so let us know. The video is at the end of this video. Watch that one if you haven't already. Let us know which one of these two you want us to read, and we're gonna read it and do a review about it.
And if we pick Die of Gold, we'll have another contest to guess whether it's die, as in like singular dice, die like things that you use to make castings or stamp things, or if it's die like a duck. I figure any good YouTube channel should have running jokes. All right.
Yeah, I agree. You get my vote.
We're building this parasocial relationship with our viewers.
First actual thing I'm going to show off. This one and the next couple of books. These are what I call placeholders. I bought this. Me and my buddy Glenn made our twice a year trek to the Griffin in South Bend, which is this fun game store / used bookstore / bookstore, and a couple other slashes. And I've been trying to track down a decent copy of The House on the Borderlands. Now, this is this is the Dover edition, so it's the El Cheapo, version of it. I eventually want to get a good copy, like a nice vintage copy, but they're so damn expensive that for the ones that I want, that eventually I'll find one. But House on the Borderlands is one of those books that we're going to be exploring, Steve, because it is part of the origins of cosmic horror. And this is William Hope Hodgson, who, if you remember when we did the Mysterious Traveler radio show, the Dead in the Water was a reworking of The Voice in the Night.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is my cheat because it's a brand new copy and I bought it myself. My other placeholders, I got these on eBay because I wanted to start brushing up on my Michael Moorcock's Elric books. And I found a guy on eBay who was, unfortunately, like I said, I think they were library copies because I don't know if you can see that. They got the M on the side. But this guy was selling the first, 4 books. Like, he had it auctioned, for, $12. And somebody was trying to lowball him off of $12. Jeez. I'm like, are you kidding me? I mean, I didn't pay anything for shipping. So I just said, you know what? Hell with it. $9. No, seriously. By the time it was all said and done, I paid $2.50 a piece for these 4. Elric is a character we'll get into. I think you'll dig him a lot because he's if you can't get into Conan, maybe Conan's just too straightforward and not a lot of substance to his stories. Elric was created to be the anti-Conan. He's very and Tim from Secret Fire Books will talk for days about Elric. He's he's a brooding, morose albino who carries this kick-ass sword that with an unquenchable thirst for human souls. They're great. They're great stories. But I wanted to start getting back into them. I've read the first book. And this isn't the Daw books. These are the ones that came out, I think, in the 80s. But they're short stories that got arranged into a saga. And I think there's 10 or 12 altogether, but I managed to get the first 4.
Is there a movie? Or is there a movie or a TV show? Because they could get that guy that played the bad guy in Black Lightning. Or Brother Ali.
We'll touch more on Elric and Michael Moorcock in later episodes.
Sounds good.
See what else do I got? I went to this we got this game store in town, and they had a back room full of books, and they were selling them for $1 a piece a while back. And they recently advertised that they were getting rid of their inventory, so everything's a quarter.
Wow. So
I spent 50 cents.
It's like penny beer night.
It really is. I got these weird...
For 50-year-olds.
I love my short stories. So I picked up the best science fiction of the year, number 8, edited by Terry Carr with this weird, almost like a YA cover.
Ooh, wow.
The reason why I got it was because I don't recognize any of the authors, except there is a... where'd he go here? Well, there's a Harlan Ellison story in here, and there's a Fritz Leiber story in here. And Fritz Leiber is another author we'll get to eventually. He's another pioneer in the sword and sorcery genre. But a quarter, I'm not passing this up.
Yeah, man.
And then I grabbed this one because it was just weird looking. It's called Circus World by Barry B. Longyear. And I don't give a flying flap about the circus once the covers wrap around. I don't really care about the circus. Circuses are kind of bizarre to me. But I got it home and started reading up on it, and it's a science fiction novel about some weird world where circus folks crash landed on hundreds of years ago.
Oh.
And I'm like, that is the most bizarre concept I've heard in a while.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna check them out. But again,
that's one of the things about circuses in popular fiction are just circus people are always, they make you believe they're just always circus people. They're not people who are in a circus who play a role in a circus. It's just no, when the clowns go home, they're still clowns.
Yeah, when they're sitting at home with their coffee, but they're like, oh, dang it.
Hit their nose. The dude with the top hat always has on the top hat, right? He's always directing he's got the thing with the tail. Yeah, so circus people crash land on a planet. They're just it's populated with clowns and top hat people and people walking around on stilts.
Yeah.
And the music they listen to is just always...
It's always... Well, apparently this is the third book in a series.
Wow.
But it's not like a tight series. It's just a bunch of short stories that apparently Barry B. Longyear loved the circus. So I'll probably
if it was the Martian
Chronicles
Chronicles instead of the Martian Chronicles. It's the Clown Chronicles.
The Clown Chronicles. But yeah, so I'll probably read a couple of these stories. But you know, a quarter is a quarter.
True.
But everything else there was just garbage. There was like cowboy romances, and I can barely read westerns. I'm not gonna read a cowboy romance.
Back in my day, you could buy a whole book for a quarter. Oh yeah, Gramps, you still can.
Yeah, that's right. And it's
especially
from your
if you
day.
like cowboy romance. Give me another lemonade. It's hot out. Still in grandpa character.
Got the country time lemonade.
Yeah, bring me another country time. It's hot out.
So,
and you don't want to drink lemonade if it's hot out. That's.
What do you mean I don't want to drink country time? It's not too tart and it's not too sweet. The Check Your Shelf channel is not sponsored by Country Time. So we're not above or below sponsorship.
That's what she said.
Anyway, so speaking of westerns, the other day, me and my buddy Glenn were at this coffee shop here in town. We got a couple of them, and this one happens to be. I used to go to this one all the time during pre-COVID, and then I just kind of got away from it, you know. Well, we were in the area, and we thought we'd stop in, and there was nobody in there. We were chatting for a while. I noticed they had books, and the lady, I asked, "What's the deal with the books?" She goes, "If you want one, take it." I'm like, "You're not even gonna like charge me like a quarter or nothing?" "No, just take them. And if you want to bring some in, bring some in." I'm like, "Well, this is a business model that isn't gonna work." So I went over and I flipped through. Of course, I found like a bunch of Louis L'Amour and a bunch of Grandma Smut. But I did find a couple of westerns because I'll take westerns for free. So that weren't Louis L'Amour. I picked up L.P. Holmes's The Hardest Man in the Sierras. Now I love this one because, for one, it's a wraparound, and it's a really nice wraparound, and it's in really, honestly, really good shape, and it's only like 140 pages, so I might give that one a try. Then I found this other author. His name is Ray Hogan. So I picked up
of Hogan's Heroes fame.
Hogan. So I picked up my this was my nickname in college. I picked up the Rimrocker.
God.
This could have been your name in college, your nickname in college, and probably was. The Shotgunner.
Shotgunner. Yeah.
Anyway, they got great covers, and I may never read them, but like the covers.
Not a lot of precision, but I hit the target every time.
Hey, it's whatever it takes, man. I love this one, and I will say this: Western covers are awesome, but I have a difficult time getting into them. I have no idea who Ray Hogan is or who L.P. Holmes is, but the price was right. That having been said, when I go in there next week, I'm taking these in for them. I'm gonna trade them my Louis L'Amours for these books, because
I'm sure Jeff's Cave of Cool Books would take them off your hands. He probably already has them. He probably already has them though. So
he probably knows who Ray Hogan or L.P. Holmes is. The thing I love about Jeff's Cave of Cool Books is he comes up with stuff that like I have never heard of. Like one was this Australian detective series, and I'm like, Australia writes books?
Yeah, mate.
But they always sound so interesting, and I love his channel is great. We'll link his channel and Tim from Secret Fire. Not that they need our help, but they're nice guys. I got 2 books here off of eBay, and then I'm done. The first one I got off of eBay is Jeffrey Convitz's The Sentinel. Now, the cool thing about this book is got one of them keyhole.
Ooh.
You know, and it opens up and there's more inside. I got to be careful because this is going to crack and fall right off. Now, I had this book a long time ago. This is actually in much better shape than mine is because my cover fell off of it. But I first experienced The Sentinel as there was a movie that came out, I think in the early 80s. I saw it on the Sci-Fi Channel, and I'm like, this is an interesting movie. And then I found the video at one of our video stores. That's how long ago it was. And I watched it, and I'm like, there's stuff in the uncut version, you know, that I'm like, this is really, really weird. But basically, it's a story of a young lady who gets this like dream apartment that she thinks is a dream. Has all these really weird like neighbors, you know, living in it, and John Carradine lives upstairs, which is terrifying enough. But I found out when I got it, I bought on eBay for a couple bucks. I have a rule, like $5 is my cap on eBay for old books, which makes it difficult to find a good copy of House on the Borderlands. But I got it. I started doing some looking into it, and I want to read this and do a report on it. Because I read about half of it before I lost it, and that was back in the 90s. But this is part of a series. This is the first book in a series. So apparently this book did so well that he wrote more. And they're all about someone in an attic, it seems like.
I love that. And what's it about? Someone in an attic, just like.
She's a model. If I remember right, she's a model who rents this dream apartment, has this perfect boyfriend, and kind of like in Rosemary's Baby, where like Rosemary starts to notice there's some weird crap going on with her neighbors. That's kind of what happens in this. So I don't know how it ends, and I don't want to say how the movie ends in case somebody wants to watch the movie, because it is a lot of fun. But yeah, I'll read this and do a report on it.
Hey, I forgot I had one more.
Okay, what do you got?
I asked the internet for a book that I could read that would help me relax, because I was reading last night just before bed, and I was getting, I think I was reading Hitchhikers, but I was starting to get anxious. It didn't help me relax. So I said, hey, internet, what book should I read? And I found this, The Alchemist.
The Alchemist. Okay, I've heard of that.
Paulo Coelho. Apparently, it's supposed to be a pretty important book and relaxing. So I'll let you, if I read it, if I end up finishing it, I'll let you know. If I DNF it, I'll let you know that too.
Yeah, like if your anxiety level goes up, it's not doing its job.
It's not doing its job, exactly. It's the thing with books I read, it's like I'm all over the place. I could never have my own booktube channel just solo, because I wouldn't be able to attract an audience, because people would be like, I don't know, he read One Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich last week, and he read The Alchemist the next week, and then he read some cowboy romance. It's like I don't know what to glom onto, right? There's no hook. That's why I think it's great that you kind of set the tone on this channel.
Well, I didn't do that on purpose. I just wanted to talk about books that I like, and that's and that just seemed to kind of shrink the subject matter down a little bit. But we've got a lot of supernatural stuff we'll be talking about. We got men's adventure books we talk about. So, but they're just, yeah, you're right. There does seem to be like a central kind of theme to it. I don't know what it would be, and I don't want to think about it too much, because algorithm be damned, I want to talk about what I want to talk about.
There you go.
And if the right people find it, great. If not, we had a good time doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, I love that. It's why we started the Don't Panic radio show in 2014.
Yeah.
We're like, I don't know if anybody will listen, but at least we'll get to talk once a week.
Yeah, it really, and it got to be where it was like we depended on that time slot.
Yes.
Because our lives were in so much chaos.
Exactly.
That we needed that,
Yep.
that couple hours and a couple of drinks just
Yes.
to unwind and.
Yeah.
And okay, so I'll go ahead and give you my last one. This was another eBay purchase, and it's one of my favorite authors. His flair for the way he handles action is no mess, no fuss, get to it, get going. He's not like Clive Cussler or who's the guy that wrote like Patriot Games?
Some Patterson, maybe?
Maybe.
Grisham.
Let us know down below.
Yeah.
He writes these short books. Anyway, one of my favorite authors is Alistair MacLean, and this book, River of Death,
Alistair MacLean.
Alistair is great. Brian from Bad Taste Books, if you're watching, if you haven't read River of Death, I know you have a flair for Indiana Jones style adventure, and this River of Death should, satisfy that itch, because I read this back in the 90s, and I lost my copy like so many other books that I lost over the years. So I found I found a replacement copy of it. And basically River of Death is a story about a Nazi gold at the end of the war that basically this fleeing SS fella takes it and flees to, South America, as was the style of the time.
As they were wont to do.
Yes.
As was the style of the day.
Yes. And Hamilton is this like kind of adventurer guide, tour guide, runs like does work on the Amazon, gets caught up in this really
works at Amazon.
Yes. This really fast-paced, fun adventure of revenge. But if you don't know who Alistair MacLean is, Alistair MacLean wrote books like Ice Station Zebra, Guns of the Navarone.
Everybody knows that one.
Yeah.
I'm Guns of the Navarone. I'm Superfly TNT.
Force 10 from Navarone. Let's see here. One of my favorites is Breakheart Pass, which got turned into a Charles Bronson movie, which is one of my favorite Charles Bronson movies. Breakheart's kind of a Western, but this is this is like a 1981 action adventure novel that it's only like 214 pages, which was the style of the time. So maybe he was trying to compete with that market. I don't know, but yeah, this is my last one, and I found this one on Amazon for less than $4 and free shipping. So win. All right, well that's everything I've bought, been gifted, or found in like the past month and a half since our last book haul video.
That's a good haul, though.
Yeah,
I got to get out more.
It's crazy. It's like when I go looking for books, I can't find them. When I stumble over good ones.
There are at least a couple dozen independent bookstores in the central Indiana. And I don't think I've been to one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I just got to do that. When I'm out and about doing my thing, I should just make it a point to always stop in at an independent bookstore.
Yeah, take an hour for yourself.
Yeah. Grab a couple books. I got to clean off that shelf downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a place to put them.
Just leave the Beverly Cleary novels on the shelf.
Yeah, right.
Well, the thing is too is like I'm not a collector anymore. I used to be. Man, I had my whole identity was my book collection. And over the years, I either lost or sold off, books to various people and for various reasons. One of which was when I moved, and the people that were helping me move threw the wrong boxes away.
Ooh.
Yeah, never pay people in beer. For moving.
Or at least wait to pay them until after the job is done.
Yes, exactly. But so I'm not really a collector, but I do like to find them. And when I find them, a lot of times I look, I'm like, all right, I might read this, and I'm probably gonna pass it on to somebody. There's books like that I do all the time. Like I do, the Face in the Frost was one, and War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. Those are like two books that when I find, I take them and then I give them to people. So I'm not really a collector anymore, but it is fun to find them. All right, well, I think that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Paul.
I'm Steve.
And remember, the next time you're looking for something to read,
check your shelf. Like you said 2 more, and for some reason I thought you did 2 after you said that, but no, you did 1. And
yeah.
I jumped in prematurely. That's why they call me Shotgun.
That's right. Yeah, I don't know how much of that's going to make it in the final cut.
Yeah, right.